So I'm going to show you how to transfer your shapes onto your foam. For your geometric shapes, it's smart to use the edges of your foam already. So grab a ruler, and if you just want some strips, measure them out. Same with your squares and your triangles, just use your ruler and lay it down. So use the corners, then you already have some nice 90-degree angles. For your geometric shapes, it might be a little bit different. So what I want you to do is, what you can do is make sure you draw your shapes with a pencil. Okay, the softer the pencil, the better. So if you want to grab your B6 pencil and go over your shapes, that might be a good idea. It doesn't have to, because this just a mechanical pencil works great as well. So line them up, go kind of see where you're at, and then rub with your nails or the back of a scissors, that means the handle of your scissors, and rub that on and see it just transfer right on your plate. So the next thing you'll do is just cut out your shapes. Be careful, especially with your rounded ones, because every mistake you make, you will see on your stamp. So a little trick for cutting out your shapes. It's smart to cut around it so you have a little piece, so you don't have to deal with that whole plate. Then instead of, these scissors are pretty big, so instead of just moving your scissors, move the foam as well as your scissors, okay? And then it's easier for you to really follow those curved lines. Another method is to just cut out your shapes and then trace around them. Okay, for creating your stamps, use glue. I'll just use a glue stick. Put some glue on quite a bit on your cardboard. And same thing, put it in a corner even though it's recycled cardboard. And just stick that foam on there. And we're going to cut it out as close as we can, so you can just put it on the edge. Because if you have a big piece of cardboard sticking around your stamp, it will catch some paint and will transfer that paint on your paper. So glue them on, and then we'll cut them out. And when we cut them out, as you can see later on, you'll leave a little piece on the side, so you have some you have an area to pick up your stamp when it's full of paint. So make sure you have a little bit of room to do that. So cutting out your shapes, go around it in a little bit bigger circle or a shape, and then after that you go a little bit closer, okay? And then what I was talking about, leave little edges on one or two sides is the best, where you can pick up your stamp later. See, so when I'm stamping and I press it on my paper, then I can use these little ledges to pick up my stamp. So there it is, there's one of them. Okay, so you have your stamps created, and you took a little bit, see, you have one of these plastic, actually they're etching plates. Grab one, and a little bit of block printing ink goes a long way. So add a little bit in the middle of your plate, and make sure you have different spatulas for the different colors. And remember a color theory, just mix a couple nice colors. So if you want yellow, I want some yellow, but I also want some green. And remember, the lighter color use more of than the darker color. And then you use one of these briars, these little rollers, and go back and forth and really mix that paint. When you start, you see some waves. I'm not sure, but I'll just call them waves. That means that ink is still really sticky and too kind of runny, so to speak. So you want to keep rolling until you just get little specks as a texture. I'm not sure if you can really see it, but you can also hear it. It's a lighter sound. So make sure you don't have those waves anymore, okay? So I like this green right here. I'm going to use this. I have two together, which you can do as well. This stamp will always have these two organic shapes right next to each other. Roll it on. Quite a bit, and see how I roll in different directions. Then lay this on your paper. Let me move this away. And find a position where you want it. I'm going to do it right here in the corner, and then get a clean one and roll over that stamp, and then use your little, and then you take it off. So when your stamp looks like this, I didn't have enough paint, not enough ink on it. I don't mind it. I like all these textures, but if you don't want it, so before you start inking, just have a whole paper to see how much ink you need. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add a little bit more yellow to my green. I have some green on my spatula right now, so I'll make sure I don't put that in the yellow. And roll it out again, okay? Keep rolling it. Roll different directions. And the first time you ink your stamp, that might take a little bit more ink on it as well. I'm not going to go over it, I just go next to it because I want to see how much ink I need to put on my stamps. Roll it out. Okay, that's already better. Okay, so try some different colors and roll it on and try to make a kind of a cool composition. You can overlay colors as well. So after some experimenting and printing, you might end up with a couple composition like this. Okay. Then now I'm gonna grab my linoleum cut. Where did I put that? So right here, and I've got a different video about it that you can see, but you can do more detailed and more little designs in those. So watch my linoleum cut instruction to follow instructions there, and then we'll add that as a final touch on your compositions.